I don't know what you want to do. I'm just thinking out loud.
We're so opinionated, you can't put us in a box. But if you want that temple, it's a box you gotta watch.
Jack Zulu,
Koolay, Rockstar, and Scru love, we're in the spot.
and we're so damn sexy.
Even grandma gotta watch. Jokes on jokes on jokes, I swear you'll laugh till you can't breathe.
And if you're feeling down, I guess it's temple that you need.
Gather around, we'll have you laughing like you're mental. Yeah. Breathe deep, I wanna hear you scream.
Tinder. Is it killing dating?
Oh, the Tinder, man. Oh, so sleepy. I'm sleepy like Mexican. No.
I'm sleepy like Mexican.
I'm sleepy. I feel sorry for people that are single in this day and age, really. So Tinder, I've never downloaded Tinder, but apparently it's an app where
Literally.
it's literally.
It actually is an app.
No, but
Literally.
apparently though, APP.
Get me? Apparently it's an app, innit? How can you find a potential partner by just swiping? I don't know. Actually, it kind of depends on what type of person you are. Because you're the type of person to see a nice girl on the street and approach her just because she looks good, then I guess it's the same thing. But dating online is cool if there's a sort of profile that goes with it. Like, I can look at your pictures, I can look at your likes and dislikes and kind of see what type of person you are, even if it's just general. But if it's just a picture, and I know you're local. Plus, Tinder's messed up because all it is, you're going to see a picture of me, and you're going to say yes or no. Now, go on my Instagram, @ScrewLove, bam. Go on my Instagram, right, and see the buffness that is. My selfie game is up here. My real life game, it's not the same. I know how to take a good selfie. So really, if you're gonna swipe past other people, you see me, you think, yeah, when I show up, that's your fault. You should have done some investigating. You shouldn't use Tinder because it's only gonna tell you what I want you to know, and that is this angle up here, looking all good and nice. I didn't give you this angle when I look like a thumb, so it's up to you.
I disagree with the idea that things like Tinder and these quick and easily accessible dating apps are killing dating and or romance. The reality is, all they're doing is make it easier for people to do what they were already doing. Apps are designed because there's a need for this thing. Because somebody has been thinking, I really wish I could do this, or I really think that people would like to be able to do this, or people need this thing, and this is how apps come about. They are all bred out of some form of necessity, and the necessity can't exist if people aren't already doing this thing. And the reality is, most of dating begins by looking at a person and swiping left or right, depending on whether or not you think they're acceptable. If you're walking down the street and somebody's walking towards you and he or she tries to introduce themselves to you, you make the decision there and then. Without actively swiping left or right, you are doing that. When they open their mouth and you see that their teeth are cut in shapes,
Hey!
you instantly swipe left and say, boy, bye. But if, I don't know, maybe they smell nice, maybe they've got a really lovely smile, whatever it is that may happen that attracts you to them, you swipe right.
Slide to the right. Two taps.
And that's just, all this app has done is make it, I suppose, more physical, the way in which we interact with interaction. I suppose for many it just makes life easier, but then I suppose it also makes life even lonelier for some people. If you're if you look like the rock biter and you are out there trying to swipe your way to happiness and you're just never getting any responses, it just makes you realize how alone in this world you are.
So maybe about 2 years ago, maybe more, I downloaded Tinder, all the buffness that is.
And believe you me, I got 0 likes. I got 0 likes, which shows you this app is rubbish, blood. This app is rubbish, blood. Because in real life I get likes every day. Is it killing dating though? It's killing dating, and this is actually from the perspective of the girls that I've heard that use Tinder, overhearing conversations, etc. And it just makes it into a very blasé experience where it's so accessible. The date itself has very little significance. Like when you had to go out, go club, whatever, meet people, vet them in a social scenario or through friends, and then talk to them for a little bit, and then actually meet up somewhere else, like in private, and actually try and interact and try and form that bond, it was more meaningful. But because there's such a catalogue now of people ready to date you, you can just date anybody because you can just test the water there and then, and if it's not good, it doesn't matter. Alright, cool, one bad date down, he paid, doesn't matter. Swipe, continue next conversation. Some people are on Tinder at their Tinder dates. The politics of Tinder are deep. Like, if someone has a good Tinder date, the next thing that they do is go on Tinder to check if the person that they dated is still on Tinder. Because you know you're not allowed to be on Tinder still if you had a good Tinder date, because then you're still on Tinder, i.e. still looking for dates. It's political. I'm not really... It didn't kill dating, it's just changed what dating means. And, you know, dating's consistently changed over time. Like, once upon a time you were courting and it was mad official. And you had to go to the yard and pick them up, and I don't know what other procedures you had to follow. But yeah, it's changed dating, but it's not killed dating. What would kill dating would be a straight grinder app. That would kill dating. Dating would no longer be needed if there was a grinder for straight people. Because then, you just grind, innit?
Tinder, to me, is like going online to look at pornography, and this is what I mean. You don't go online to look at pornography to fall in love with a girl. You go, nah, it's not working. You're just trying to get what works for you at that moment. Nah, am I into Chinese girls today? Nah. Move this. You know what I mean? What I want. And that's what it's like. It's like, and you might be swiping away someone who potentially is a perfect match for you, but in the selfie, she didn't look quite right, and that's it. But she might be into the same things you're into. This might be the girl, but you're like, eh. I feel like dating websites, there needs to be a proper dating website, dating app, like a proper one, because I need some more information. I need to read some words from you. You know, you have a little description. I want to see how you write. Because I know if you write a description and you're writing 4 instead of 4, and, you know, you're shortening things and you're talking a certain way, I'll be like, she's pretty, but that's not for me. But a picture doesn't tell me that. A picture doesn't tell me that you're the type of person I actually want to hang out with or be seen. So basically what I'm saying is Tinder needs to be a bit more expansive and show me some more. And then I'll get behind it, even though I don't need Tinder right now. But who knows?
The reality is dating, as Koolay said, dating changes all the time. Dating has to change because people change, our social constructs change, our mentalities change, the way we appreciate
Appreciate.
The way you interact with interaction and approach.
The way we approach just everyday situations, small interactions, our mindsets become altered as time progresses. And so these things have to change. It's not a killing of this thing, it's just essentially a redefinition. And the real issue is, if you are looking for love on Tinder, you've already messed up. You have already made several bad choices in your life, because you can't, it's too simplistic. It's taken one element of dating and that's made it all it is. So in reality, Tinder is just a, do you want to have sex with me? Yes or no. Swipe yes. You know when you was in primary school and you'd write a note and leave it in somebody's tray, like, are you my girlfriend? And you give them the option box yes or no. That's what Tinder is. It's just for adults.
I think, and you guys need to crowdsource this, the TEMMMPLE will make a dating app And the way our app will go, or rather, this is if I was the designer. The way our app will go is you just put down a couple key statements from our, I don't know. No, yeah, you write. We'll ask you like maybe let's say 5 key questions, and you write a simple, short, like maybe 1-word answer, or small sentence answer. And there's about 5 of them, and then you swipe through all of these statements. And when you see somebody you like, then you press like. And if they like your statements, then you reveal what the hell each other look like.
Oh, so no, oh yeah.
So you don't even see who this person is, you just see what they're about. And then it's a case of, if they sound like they're about what you're about, Silver Black.
And this week's sacrifice, Nicole Scherzinger.
Are you rolling,
Bobby,
yeah?
look and see the guy. This is what I don't understand. Why does everybody want to overlook it?
Are we rolling, yeah?
It's not even Beauty and the Beast.
Oh
The
my
Princess and the
god.
Frog, but you don't see it.
So this week's sacrifice is a very personal agenda pushed by Koolay. So we sat down and he's like, look, there's only one thing I want to talk about this week. It's Ed Sheeran and Nicole Scherzinger, whatever the stupid name is. I was like, what? Who's getting sacrificed? Have you seen him? We got. Have you seen him? I was like, what? He wants to sacrifice Nicole for dating Ed Sheeran. He don't understand. He's like, how? How?
How could she Ed?
How can she Ed? How?
How can she 17?
Basically, what he's trying to say is, if Ed was on Tinder and Nicole was on Tinder, she would look at him and she would not stop on him by just the picture alone. She would swipe. And we're saying, Ed Sheeran, let's just put it this way, you know, he's a charming guy, he's a nice guy, he's not a bad looking guy. And then Shay's like, what do you mean he's not a bad looking guy?